So let's start with a quick recap before we begin.
So I'm hoping that you all know by now that a couple of weeks ago I bought one of my dream cars, an Audi TTRS AS finished in Ara Blue. But it comes with a catch, and that catch is that it's crash damaged. Now, the interesting but annoying thing with this car is that every time I've worked on it, I've been finding more and more damage. And the majority of the car is okay, albeit a few dings and dents here and there. Now, so far we've identified a coolant leak, and we've also pretty much stripped the front end, so eventually we can start the thing and get it on the road and hear that 5-pot scream. Now, in last week's video I showed you a couple of parts that had arrived, and I made you aware that some of their parts I'm still waiting on. So in today's video we're going to be stripping the car some more, and we're going to be installing some new parts, so stick with me as we get closer to getting this engine started.
Yo, what's happening everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy Ranj, and I hope you're all doing very well. As you can see behind me, we've got the TTRS. I've unveiled the covers because that's exactly what we're going to be focusing on today. As you were just able to see in that recap last week, we didn't really focus on the TTRS. Took the S3 for a blast, and I hope you enjoyed that video. And as I mentioned last week, some of the parts that we ordered just didn't come, and I've even got a further delay on the slam pack. So Audi actually called me, said it's actually going to be delayed by a week and a half further, which is really annoying. However, that's not really needed to get the engine started. Now, whilst I think I've got everything, and whilst I'm trying to stay organised, knowing my luck, once we get started, I guarantee there'll be something like a pipe or a bung or a bolt or some sort of fixture that's basically missing. Fingers crossed there isn't, but we'll see how we basically get on. So because this car was bought from a salvaged auction, and mileage blockers are such a big thing right now, it's really important for me to understand this car's history. And that's where one of the sponsors of today's video comes in. Welcome, the Carly scanner. So don't let the size of this device fool you, because it packs a proper punch. So as you can see, it works with a vast array of car brands, and it ultimately allows you to have total oversight of your car. You can run diagnostics and even reset service intervals simply by popping the scanner in the OBD2 port. Now, this scanner can save you a lot of money because it allows you the ability to provide manufacturer level diagnostics to your car by yourself.
Here's a quick demonstration of how the application works. So you open the application on your mobile device. If it's the first time that you're using this application, you'll just need to select the car that you're going to be using the scanner on. In my case, obviously we're going to be using it on the Audi TTRS that I've recently just purchased. Click connect and just allow the scanner to sync. Once connected, like I said, one of the things that you can do with this Carly scanner is run enhanced diagnostics, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. And as you can see, we've got 35 issues that have been found by the enhanced diagnostics process. Once complete, you'll then be able to see your results. So as expected, a lot of red flags, a lot of amber flags here. The good thing about the Carly scanner is that you do have this ability and option available called the Smart Mechanic, and ultimately what that allows you to do is kind of go into each of the issues found, and it gives you an explanation as to what that issue actually is and how you can go about rectifying that issue.
And as I said, given this car was bought from a salvage auction, something that's really important to me is checking that this car has not had a mileage blocker applied to it. So we're going to be using the used car check, which can be used to detect and check if the mileage has been tampered with. And it may also be able to check on the driving behaviours of previous owners, which in my mind is absolutely awesome and needed in this situation.
And it's really easy and simple to code your car. So as you can see here, I am coding in the needle sweep to the dials, which in my opinion is a really unique VAG feature. And it's worth remembering that this coding feature is available for a number of cars such as BMW, Mini, VW and Audi.
Now, I don't know if you remember from last week's video, I did mention to you that I got one of the coolers and one of the other coolers was essentially still on the way. This is that other cooler. So this actually came from an RS4, and like I mentioned, these front coolers are on the RS6 C6, they're on the RS4 B9, RS3 8V, all the way to the facelift. 8Y is different, and these are also on the Audi TTRS AS. It's in decent condition. It's not in the best of conditions. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's in the best of conditions, but you know what, it's decent. To say it's come off a car that's, you know, quite old. So here's the first part that we're going to be fitting, and this is actually from an RS3. As you can see, it says RS3. So this is an intake, kind of like a bracket in a way. So it's essentially a bracket that the intake kind of bolts onto. So we're going to kind of get this installed first. Should be relatively easy. I think there is a bolt required. Before we put that on, I'm going to get the diagram up just to kind of remind myself how that all kind of fits in. That part right there, and it is 14. No, it's just a bracket, and it starts with the 8J, so I wonder if from a previous TTRS. So I don't know if you can see, this is where this fits, which is really cool. So I need an MX35 there, M822 there. So I'll order those bolts, that's not a problem. So it's the next day, and I managed to get some bolts, nuts, for the retainer, for the air filter, and also for that little piece for the coolant lines. I just want to say a massive thank you to Francis Kirk and Son. So I actually went there earlier today, and when I went there, he was like, it's only going to cost £1. I was like, can I pay on card? card? He's like, no, you can't pay on card. So I didn't have any cash, and he was like, the minimum order for card is 12 quid. So Alicia only had 50p in her car, and to be fair, I went in and said, look, can I just take one of each? And he was so nice, he just gave me them all for free. So a massive thank you to Francis, Kirk and Son. You can find them in Denton, Manchester. So we've now got in this bracket here, which is for the coolant lines and also for the DSG cooler. So something coolant related, that bracket. And we've also got airbox or air intake retainer in there, which is absolutely awesome. And then I also got these pliers. Now these pliers are specifically for taking off hose clips. So I got these on Amazon. So if you want to grab them, I think they were only like a £5 or something. I'll just put the link to my Amazon storefront. So anything that I always buy off Amazon, I always link it to my storefront. And I've bought loads of things on Amazon for both of my cars now, even for Alicia's car. So yeah, if you want to check this out, check it out. So that's how you open them. Voila, got the coolant tank off. The aim is, I'll probably take that silicone bag out of there, but I'm going to fill it up because you know what it is? I might not need to get a new coolant tank. Obviously it's leaking there, but whatever. I'm going to fill it up with water and see if there's any leaks. I'll clean it all up first and then we can take it from there. So, put a lid on it and then we're going to see. There is water coming out, but I don't really... I think I'm just going to get a new one. For the sake of 80 quid, I'm not going to just cheap out on one. But I managed to get this hose off, which was good. I'm happy about that. Essentially, I don't know if you can see this little, I don't know if you can see that, what I'm doing, but there's a pin here. Best if I do so. Got that little pin out. I thought I got it off, but evidently. That really hurt. So, I managed to now finally get this radiator disconnected from the fan. There we go. That's the radiator disconnected. Let's see where it was leaking. It was leaking all at the bottom. Oh, perfect. Oh my god, you can actually see it's bent. Look at that. I don't know if you can see, but it's actually bent. So it's straight there. Then there's a big bend here. So upon closer inspection, I can see damage to the fans. That's broken there, which I don't know if that's a massive issue. That fan seems to go around fine, but then this one, it's really hard. And I don't know if that's just meant to be like that. Then I also noticed in that bottom corner there, you can see there's damage, and you can see behind the fan here, there is damage too. I don't know if you can see just there, there's a crack where my finger is. I've just removed this. There's a T20 or T25 there. I remember now actually from my S3. One here where you can see my finger going in, one there. So because it's a bit dark, I've got the light on. I managed to take the speaker out. Really easy to be fair. I managed to find the wire too. To be fair. I got myself a set of spline tools for the 2 bolts on the mirror, and I got these from Amazon, so again I will link these in the description. Yeah, what flavour?
I'm not sure.
I think it's lemon. So I managed to get the mirror out, so it's broken as you can see there, and these are the 2 bolts that were holding it in. So essentially just this bit was broken here. Right, wire out. Eventually I've got to feel it. seems to be going okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty tight, because I need to now. Here comes the difficult part. Something like that. What's really important now is to establish if this window goes up, because if it doesn't, because I had this issue with my S3, it basically means that that this wire is hitting the mirror, the window, sorry. So let's have a look. Let's see if it goes up when you shut it. You know, it does that thing. So let's just see if it does that. Okay. All good so far. So this goes there. Yeah, that goes in. Back. I think this is a little bit easier than doing the S3 mirror. I'm pretty sure it was. Right. All I can say, really. Perfect. This is way easier than my one. Two screws I've got to pop in. Right, moment of truth. Buzzing! Absolutely buzzing! Buzzing with that result. What an accomplishment, honestly, what an accomplishment. Let's get Alicia out here and show her. Okay, we've got Alicia here, you ready?
Yeah. Happy days.
So I think the reality is I can confirm a couple of things. The AC condenser is absolutely fine. I don't think there's any issues with the AC condenser that I can see. Now there are some issues with the fans, and I'd really appreciate if somebody could help me in the comments. That one spins, that one doesn't. Now I don't know if it's because it's technically on a motor, but it's not clear to me as to why that. It's just not clear to me as to why it's not spinning, and the only thing I can think of is due to this damage there, which you can kind of see, and it's not a lot of damage. So I think I might have to order a set of new fans. Now I'll go into that in the next video, because I found out a little trick to save some money, because believe it or not, those fans are expensive. We've got the intake retainer on, we've got the coolant something bracket on, which that's all already. I don't actually know its purpose, to be totally fair with you at this stage. We've got one of the side coolers on. So I got this for a bargain, to be fair. This comes with everything, the rear air duct and everything, and I think I need to get a front air duct for it. Now one of the pipes here, as you can see, connects to that part of the cooler. This one is actually missing a pipe, and you can, I don't know if you're able to see that silver thing there. there's a pipe that should be there and connect to this right here on that side. Yeah, but look at this, we finally have a driver's side wing mirror, and I'm really happy about this. I'm going to leave the covers off because I'm going to most likely change these to dynamic indicators, as I've done on my S3, because I think they look absolutely awesome. I'm going to order some of them from AliExpress, and then what I'll do is I'll pop the link in the description, as I do with everything I buy. So I'm really happy with the progress that we've made in today's video. We got a new driver's side wing mirror. We fitted 2 new parts, albeit they were small, but nonetheless we have fitted them. We've identified some further damage. I think in the next video I'll be able to make even more progress, and in the next video I'll be installing the intake, which I cannot wait to show you. I'm so excited. But listen, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up, because it massively helps with my channel's algorithm and popularity and getting it out there. And I really am trying to do absolutely everything for this channel to grow as much as it can, and for YouTube to be my full-time career, because I love making these videos. I love working on cars, and I want the next project after the TTRS to be even crazy and even bonkers for you guys and for myself. So listen, until next time, take it easy. Peace.